See? So I don't know if you've done it or not, but I encourage you to get there. This is what is today, the 10th, to get to Success Club 5 at least. If you guys will really focus on hitting Success Club at the beginning of the month, it will make the rest of the month just breeze by, and you will feel so relaxed and you will enjoy everything that you're doing. So just really try to make a commitment to yourself to focus on Success Club, get it within the first, 5 to 15 days, and then enjoy coaching on your challengers and really cultivating those relationships. Second of all, we are going to have a new coach call tomorrow night at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you are in California, that is 6 o'clock. If you are in New York, that is 9 o'clock. I'm not good at math, but I do know it. So thank you. I practiced really hard. So it'll be tomorrow at 8 o'clock for any new coaches, or if you just feel like you need a refresher, then it'll be tomorrow. And it lasts about 45 minutes. So make sure that you get any of your new coaches on there. So today we have my friend, which I'm lucky enough to get to call her that, but my friend Amber Blanch. She lives here in the Dallas area, so I don't get to see her that often, but when I do, I love it. She is a 10-star, are you 2 or 3-time elite? 3-time? 3-time elite coach. She is a phenomenal turbo kick instructor. She has 4 beautiful girls, and Jeff from Texas is her husband, and they have just recently announced the fact that they are going to retire him from the police force here with the Dallas PD, so which is really, really exciting for them and is a blessing for them. So I know that they are just super fired up. So she's going to talk to us today, and I'm going to let her have the floor. I am going to mute myself so you can do the talking.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to talk to you guys today. So today I'm going to talk to you about overcoming objections. I'm also going to talk to you about branding yourself. So I think these are 2 things that are really important in this business. And I know with overcoming objections, I think this is the one thing that really holds coaches back is their fear of what people may think or the fear of getting told no. And so I kind of have like a system I use when I am talking to people about the business. My first thing is I want to, whenever you message someone who's wanting to join your challenge group or be a coach, you want to be interested, not interesting. So you want to find out as much information about them as you can. Okay. And I like to take notes. So I have that information about them and just kind of find out their why, what they struggle with, just get as much information as you can. And then number 2, so there's your connect with them. So then you present, okay, here's my challenge group, blah, blah, blah. Here's the challenge pack. And they object. Let's say they said it's too much money or I don't want to spend that much, whatever it is. I try to relate to whatever their objection is, because when I signed up, I thought Shakeology was way too expensive, because I didn't understand what was in it. And so I try to relate to whatever they're saying, like I totally get it. Like I was the same way. And then my next step, so the second one is relate. My next step is to remind them. So I try to remind them why they wanted to join this group, why they messaged me in the first place, or why, this opportunity came up. And, remind them, this is how you're feeling, blah, 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 this is why this is going to be great for you. And then my last step is it just might not be their time. And this is the most important thing I think you can understand as a coach. And I'm sure Natalie can attest to this. It's just not it's not the right time for them yet. And that is okay. Because, and the amazing thing is you'll have people come back to you that told you no, and no, and no, and no. And then they're like, I'm ready, like I'm miserable, I'm ready. So don't be upset if they say no. It's just not there. I always say it's not no, it's just not the right time. So, and I think the most important thing too with overcoming objections is just, almost like go for no. The more no's you get, you're going to get a yes. And the more no's you get, the easier it gets to talk about this business and, and to not be bothered. Like I don't get bothered at all anymore when they tell me no. And it used to just really bother me. And now it's just like, I know it's not their time. I know they're just not ready for it yet. And then I want to talk to you guys too, just about branding yourself. I think it's so important, especially as new coaches. It's kind of like, what do I do? How do I brand myself? What does that even mean? And what that means is, I know you guys scroll through the news feed, see other network marketers, and they just blast their product all over, and that's such a turnoff. And I think what's great about Beachbody coaching is we kind of teach our coaches to brand themselves and create relationships, which is why I love this business so much. So you want to brand your name, now I know like Natalie has My Think Fit, but now they're saying back in the day, which is probably why she did My Think Fit. Did you have to have a different name for your like page, Natalie, back then?
No, I was just stupid and did it.
Well, you're not stupid.
I'm stupid. If I had it to do over again, and by the time I realized it, they wouldn't let me change because I had like
Yeah. So many followers.
you can't do it. So I'm
Yeah.
stuck with it. So
You're not stupid. So, but anyways, you want to brand your name because, and here's why. You may take off in your business and you may want to go into public speaking, or you may want to branch off. May want to write a book, or I don't know, something. You've got to think big. So if you brand your name, you can go anywhere with that. Okay. So and your brand is what people say about you when you leave the room. Like, what do they say about, like, I know with Natalie, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. She's so sweet. She's so fit. You know, she helps people. Your brand is what people think about you, you know, when you're not around. Remember, it's not about the products. I mean, yes, Beachbody has what I think is the best. But when you go to like your favorite restaurant, you go there because you love the atmosphere. You love the feeling. You love being there. It's not because Cisco may provide the food for your restaurant, but that's not why you go. You go because you love the atmosphere. So it's the same thing with coaching. People are going to join you. People signed with Natalie. You probably signed with Natalie because you wanted to be coached by Natalie. You love Natalie. You know everything she was about. So that is what your brand is going to be. People are going to come to you because they want to be coached by you. And so it's so important that you share your life on social media and you're very, very open. Like I tell my coaches, I very rarely will ever post a Beachbody product logo. I really very rarely will because I don't want to be that person that's just like posting logos up. I want them to, you know, come to me and be in my group because they want to be coached by me. And then you've got to share what you're passionate about other than Beachbody, you know? So like I have a coach, she's a homeschooling mom. That's like a huge, huge cool thing. Like I don't homeschool. I would probably kill my kids. But there's a lot of people out there that homeschool kids. So I've been telling her, hey, share your tips on homeschooling. So whatever is unique to you, like share that because that's going to broaden your audience and that's going to be part of your brand. So your brand is not just fitness. It's going to be who you are in a whole and kind of what you represent and what you are passionate about. Like I suffer from depression, anxiety, and I'm very, very passionate about sharing that with people because I feel like for so many years I was afraid and didn't want to talk about it. And I feel like, so it's a message I'm trying to get out. And so that's part of my brand, you know? So whatever, maybe whatever you've struggled with in the past, you want to make that part of your brand because you are who you are now because you overcame that. So don't be afraid to share your struggles because when you share your struggles is when people really connect with you. And when you're branding yourself, it's so important, you guys, that you post consistently to social media. You cannot like post 2 days and then disappear for 4 days. It doesn't work that way because the way the algorithm works, now people aren't seeing your posts. And so you've got to really have a good system down of how often you post and being very, very consistent because that's so crucial. Like when you stop posting, it's like you're closing the doors in your business, you know? And then, like I said, branding yourself is a way for you to share your story. So whatever your story is, whatever your struggles with, or whatever you're passionate about, that's what you're going to use your brand for to share. And that's going to draw people to you. So someone I have a coach who I don't think I would have ever signed her. She's young. She's not in my market of people I usually post to, but she struggles with depression. And she saw my post about depression and really connected with me. And so it's cool. So because of that, and me sharing that, I was able to open up the market of people that I attract. And your post should be relevant to you and your story. So, you can share like this crazy like cat video or whatever that goes viral, but that's not going to attract the kind of people that are going to be your potential customers and coaches. So you want to make sure when you're posting, it's relevant to you and your brand, and just being consistent with that. And that comes to you knowing your audience. So my audience is not girls ages 18 to 25. It just isn't, they just can't relate to me. They're in college. They're just going through different things. So my audience is busy moms, ages about 30 to 45. That's kind of my market and who I post to. So if you're a guy, you're going to have a different audience, than who I have. Or if you're don't have kids, whatever it is, you're going to have a different kind of audience. So, but be big and bold. Like, don't be afraid to put something out there that just scares the heck out of you because there's so many coaches. And so we've got to stand out. We've got to find a way to stand out. And so, posting with pictures, spending time on really editing the pictures to make them pop, and just spend some time on your posts to really add some value and make yourself stand out, because that coach that's just posting the 20-day fix challenge pack, blah, 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 that no one's going to stop at that. But then, someone who's sharing their story or something they struggle with, that's a huge thing. That's going to attract people to them. So, Hold on, I'm looking at my notes. Sorry. I think almost every post should have a call to action. Not everyone agrees with this, but I like to at least once or twice a day, I try to have a call to action, because you want them to like your post and you want them to comment, because when that happens, more people see it, and so your end result is to go viral, which I have yet to do, but someday it's my goal. But I think posting with a call to actions, I like to do it because I think it kind of gives people a chance to comment and just makes your posts, be seen by more people. So, and then just be you. Like, don't try to be Natalie. Don't try to be someone else. Be you. I mean, you're uniquely you. So don't be afraid to show people who you are, because you're going to attract someone who signs with Natalie probably won't sign with me, and vice versa. So, because we're just a little bit different. And so don't be afraid to be you. I love Trey Barrett. If you guys don't follow him, I love him because he cusses in all his posts. I would never cuss, but that's who he is. And when he first signed up, he tried to not do that, and he wasn't being himself. So now, the coaches he signs up, they love that about him. Amy Silverman, she's kind of a hippie and all tattooed up and does yoga, and that's who she attracts and signs up. So we're all just very, very different. But don't be afraid to share who you are, and don't think you have to have the perfect body, because I know where I was before I lost my weight, someone wearing a sports bra and showing their 6-pack abs would not motivate me. It would not inspire me, because I just would feel like I can't ever relate to that. So don't think you have to be this perfect shape and size, because that's not true at all. Jimmy Hayes Nelson has a coach. Her name is Coach Tulin, and her market is plus size. And so, in fact, Beachbody actually flew her out to model some work, because she said, hey, we need some clothing that's plus size, because not everyone, I love that about her. And her workout video she puts on YouTube, it's all about plus size workouts. That is her brand. And I love that, because she's just embraced who she is and where she's at, and maybe someday she might lose weight to where she can't be plus size, and that's fine, because then she can change her brand. But I love that about her. And she's got a huge following, because like I said, we all are attracted to a different person. So don't be afraid to be you, and whatever's unique about you, share that, because you'll be amazed at the amount of people that it'll open up to your market. So, and that's kind of what I have today for you guys. I just kind of feel like, branding yourself is really important, and just being consistent, with what you post.
On that same, on the same lines as that, sharing your story, Amber talked about, and it's so true. Don't just throw up a picture of the latest challenge pack that's on special and be advertising for it. You're not a marketer for Beachbody. You are an independent coach. That's legit your title. So be independent, be your own. And when you're sharing your story, tie that back, like Amber, she talked about, depression and the things that she had gone through and anxiety. But because of Turbo Kick, in the different programs, she was able to turn that around, and she can now, all of the benefits that come from the programs and from Shakeology. That's what you want to do. At the end, make sure that you're throwing in there what Beachbody or what the program or what the product has done for you. But, you want to have your story there, right? That way people can connect.
Yeah.
If someone's able to connect with your story, and then you talk about, what, I don't know, for instance, I've been dealing with an injury lately, right? And that's kind of becoming part of my story right now. And it's what, if Pio were on sale, I could guarantee you I would be trying to sell the crap out of that thing, because that's what I have to be doing right now, So it's you want to share your story and then tie it into something a solution for yourself and for someone else on the other side that's looking at that.
Yeah. And you guys, don't be afraid to share the business side. This is a business. I don't know why we were talking about this at Eric Worre. We're so afraid to talk about the business side. All of the network marketing companies, it's all business, business, business. But with us, I think because it's fitness and it's emotional, we're so focused on relationships, which is great. But this is a business. And don't be afraid to share, hey, because of my business, I was able to do this, because like I said, when I signed up, I was looking for some way to make money at home. I had no idea how to do it. I didn't want to sell makeup. I didn't want to sell candles. Little did I know I could be in sweaty workout clothes all day and build a 6-figure income. It's crazy. But I was looking for that. So you might have friends out there that are just looking, I want to make money from home, but I don't know what to do. So don't be afraid to share the business side. I know my team, I'm trying to get them over that fear, share. And here's the thing. No one knows what you make. So if you make $100, guess what? Your business is profitable. You're making money. Typically, when you start a business, it takes 2 to 3 years before you even make an income. So guess what? We make it right away, which is awesome. And we get to set it for free, which is crazy, you know? So don't be afraid to say, because of my Beachbody business, I was able to do this, you know? Keep it kind of vague. Like, I don't think you should really throw out numbers, but don't be afraid to share that, because I know it's funny because Heather Dixon, who's Natalie's coach, I signed up because I actually messaged her first and she didn't ask me, but she was building her pool with cash. I know, she kicks herself. That's another thing. Ask everyone to be a coach. Never assume there was someone else. But I actually messaged her because she posted she was building her pool with cash and paying with, and I thought, wow, she's able to make some money. I want to do that. You know, she's working from home. So that really sparked me. So don't be afraid to share the business side. You know, if you see, like I just messaged a girl the other day and she just signed up. She has her own fitness studio. And I said, you know, you'd be a really good coach. Have you ever thought about being a coach? And she's like, you know, I've thought about it, but you know, no one's ever really asked me. So just, it's as simple as that. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? Have you ever thought about being a Beachbody coach? It's as simple as that. They're going to say, hey, no, thank you. No big deal. Or they're most likely going to say, well, tell me about it. What is it that you do? You know, it's as simple as that. So don't be afraid to share the business side, because ideally to make our income grow, we want business builders, you know? So.
And on that, you know, Amber talked earlier about the objections, you know, and you'll get objections obviously with the business side as well. But the thing is when she talked about it not being their time, you guys cannot take a no personally. You can't. It's not a no to you. And so you cannot feel defeated and feel like your business sucks and like you're a failure and you're terrible at this and this just isn't for you. You can't go down that road just because one person, heck, maybe 10 people tell you no. Because when that one person or those 2 people or those 3 people that make you hit Success Club do say yes, those are 3 people's lives that are going to be changed.
Yeah.
So don't take it personally when someone tells you no. Because that just means that you're one step closer to finding that person who's ready for a life change.
Right. And you guys, I've had 4 diamonds quit. One of them was making money every week and she wasn't paying her business fees. And because she got consumed with something else. And honestly, like, I kept thinking, what did I do wrong? But you know what? It wasn't me. It just either they weren't ready or it wasn't important to them. And I have to just let it go, because I always say this business is simple. And when I say simple, you don't have to have like a master's degree or be super smart, because I'm not the smartest cookie in the bunch. But it's hard. Like you have to work. You have to work for it. But the cool thing is the more you work, the more success you have. Whereas if you have a corporate job and you're a salary employee, it doesn't matter how hard you work. There's your pay. But with us, if we put in those extra 2 hours a day, it's going to pay off. So yeah, people quit. Just say, you know what? I wish you the best. I'm always here for you. And then you got to let it go, because you have no idea what's going on in their life. And what, you know, and this business, you know, and Natalie can attest to it, you have to want it. Like we can't make our coaches want to work this. They have to have that deep burning why and that passion. If they don't, there's nothing we can do. You know, we can't make them want this. So you just got to keep looking until you find that person that really wants it and they get it and they go with it and they build a team and they help so many people. And that right there, it just makes it all worth it. Because you're like, wow, you know, I helped this person, you know, I impacted their life in some way and now they're impacting more lives, you know? So, but yeah, like she said, you just can't take it personal. You just got to let it go, you know, and just be there for them. If they ever, and I've had some come back, you know, so I'm going to give it a second try. So you never know.
Yeah. Do you guys have any questions for Amber about anything as far as the objections, branding yourself, how old her 4 girls are and what the hormones are like?
Oh my gosh. I wanted to throat punch my 14-year-old last night. She threw a fit because I wouldn't take her to get her nails done. What are you guys struggling with?
You guys can unmute yourselves.
Am I mute?
You're unmuted, Alex. I can hear you.
Okay, I'm struggling with branding myself. I think I attract wrecky people.
You know, Alex, a good way to brand yourself is sit down and with a pen and paper, and I want you to go through your entire life, like from the time you're born to now, and think of the good times, the bad times, everything, and write down the major things. Like for me, it was divorce, you know, and then I talked about being an athlete in high school and college, and then of course my mom's death and things like that. And that kind of helped me kind of brand myself, because I picked like 5 or 6 things that I want to talk about consistently. and so it kind of helped me, because obviously I'm a fitness instructor, but I'm also a mom. I deal with depression. I'm also a girl boss. So I kind of share these things on certain days, and that kind of helped me brand myself. So that might be a good way to do it. Just kind of throw things down on paper and kind of, look at your life and what you've been through, and then what you love and what you're passionate about. Like what is something you love to do?
Zumba.
Be outside. Zumba, dance.
That's a huge market right there. I love Zumba. That's a huge market. So that's a way you can post about Zumba, not so much like promoting Zumba, but just that you love to dance. You love Zumba and why you love Zumba and what Zumba's done for you. So that's something right there.
That's where I kind of struggle with it, because I thought, because Zumba being a fitness thing, I didn't want to have the conflict there, because I'm trying to get people to come to Beachbody. I'm not trying to tell them go to Zumba.
Yeah, here's the thing. If you look on my YouTube channel, Amber Blanch 2001, I have a lot of Zumba routines and I have a huge following on YouTube. But I pull people into my groups because Zumba's kind of was the avenue that got them into fitness. And it's great, but at some point they're going to need more, So you could run your accountability groups and tell them, okay, you guys can go to Zumba this day, but let's work on your diet, So you could do a group where they follow the 20-day fixed meal plan, but I never try to convert my gym people. If they want to go to the gym, I let them go to the gym because I love the gym. Like I walk in, I just love it. So I never try to make them stay home and work out. I tell them, go do your classes, but let's focus on your nutrition, and Shakeology. And then the great thing is the days they can't go to Zumba, they have this option. They can do size at home or something else, because there's always days we can't get to class, or can't get there. So I never try to convert them. So don't be afraid of that, because it's a huge market of people. They just love to dance. Maybe they don't know about size, and that could be something, or maybe they're plateaued and they want to take it to the next level. So then that would be perfect for 22-minute hardcore or something else,
Thank you. Didn't see it.
Yeah, Amber's a big Zumba girl too. Like she loves Zumba as well. She teaches it. So
she knows what's up.
Yeah, I guess she does. She's not as white as I am. She's not as white as I am. So white.
So funny.
Yeah, exactly. What else are you guys struggling with? Leadership capabilities or abilities you feel you're limiting? Is it recruiting? Is it challengers? Is it building a team? Like, where do you personally feel like you are struggling?
Meeting new people, like inviting, new contacts.
Are you adding people every day to your Facebook?
No. See, that's a major thing. Yeah.
You gotta add 2 to 3 people a day. And then, so in the search bar, what is something unique about you?
Oh my God. I don't know.
Tell me about you. What do you love to do?
Work out.
Okay. What kind of workouts like to do?
The Beachbody, gym, stuff like that.
So you can go to the search bar and type in, where do you live? Where do you live?
In Carrollton, Texas, like the Dallas suburb.
Okay. So you can type in the search bars. Are you a mom?
Uh-huh.
Busy moms who like to work out in Carrollton, Texas. And it might pull up a group. Those are groups you can join. You can type anything in the search bar. You can type depression, Zumba, I don't know, whatever moms who love, I don't know, whatever, and it'll pull up groups. And join those groups and then connect in those groups. Don't blast out obviously your products, but start commenting on stuff. And that's a great way to build relationships.
Okay.
And then anywhere I go, when I meet people, I always say, hey, are you on Facebook? I would love to add, I'd love to connect with you on Facebook. I add them right then and there. I always pull up my phone and add them. That's a great way to connect with people.
Okay.
But don't be afraid, because I get friend requests every day from people I don't know. And it's not a big deal. And so I know it's scary to friend request people you don't know. I always try to find them like one friend in common, because I don't want to have other coaches as friends. I want to have people who aren't coaches, So on the people you may know, it'll say one friend in common. And I never request men, because I just don't sell to men. But I always request women, and now they're going to start seeing your posts. So it's just a great way to kind of broaden your audience.
Okay.
And your page is to the public, right, Tina?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I have a question about, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a question about when somebody just doesn't feel the need to drink Shakeology. And I know Natalie said something in the last call that was like, they don't even question the price because of everything that I said. What do you say?
So what do you mean they don't feel the need to drink it?
Like they're like, well, that's a lot for a protein shake, or like, and you're like, oh, well, that's just too much. And Natalie mentioned that.
You know, yeah, I always say, you know what? I was the same way. I actually, for a year, I stalked my friends on Facebook who were drinking Shakeology. And I was like, what's a big deal? Like, what the heck? And then, so now when I talk about Shakeology, I just say, you know what? It's got all this amazing stuff in it, but this is why I love it. It keeps me full. It gives me energy. I used to chug a Red Bull before every class. Now I don't because I drink Shakeology. My body no longer aches. My husband and I, we love to lift weights. We're both college athletes, so we've got injuries. We used to pop Advil and naproxen before every workout. Now we don't even take it at all. So my body completely stopped aching from the reduced inflammation. So it keeps me regular. You know, it's helped me lose weight. It helps me reduces my cravings. So I just share why I love it. And I just tell them, I will never go without it, and then just leave it at that. And honestly, like why you love it is probably why, they're going to buy it. I can list all the crazy ingredients, but I don't care about that. I just want them to know why I love it.
And that's the thing you have to come up with, Susie, which by the way, I just copied and pasted my script, which I've put in the team page. Like it's already in the file section, but if you guys haven't seen it, it's right there. It's what I use on every single challenger. If you were a challenger of mine, that was the script I used on you. So I've used it for like 2 years. I don't know. It's what I found that works, and I'll tweak it a little bit. But like if someone is talking to me about Shakeology, it's kind of like Amber talked about, at first you relate to them, right? So you're like, I completely understand. Like when I say when I first started, because it's the truth, I was so skeptical of Shakeology. I would have signed on as a coach in a heartbeat, but I came from the pharmaceutical world, and to me it was sketchy, and I just didn't feel comfortable with it. So I was hesitant at first, but what I found was that once I was drinking it regularly, my IBS that I had dealt with for years upon years that physicians could not fix was actually like non-existent, and I was shocked. So that's my story, right? Because that relates to me. So find something that relates to you, right? So relate back to them on how you understand if it's too expensive or whatever. And then take them back to, it's the feel, felt, found. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. But what I actually found was you can use your story. You can use someone else's story, perfect example. I have a brand new coach. She just signed up last week. We were talking. Her son has this condition, and her daughter might actually have it. She has to give her daughter this protein drink every single day, and it's $4 a day. She's now going to start giving them Shakeology, and they're going to split one. So that has cut her cost in half for what she has to spend on her child every single month. I mean, that's just crazy cool to me. So, think about things like that, different stories that of people. Google Shakeology success stories and, develop your own little model of what you can tell people. If it's someone, that has a certain condition, Google that. Don't reply right away. Research it. See what you can find out, and then go back. Look at the FAQ for Shakeology. I just had someone talking about all of the fortified vitamins and minerals. Vegan is not fortified. So I could go to the FAQ, I can type in that search, and then I can send them that information so that it comes directly from Shakeology too. So, but it's more about, if you can figure out why you love it, why you like it, that's the value right there. Mm-hmm. When I say that people don't question the cost, it's because if you'll notice in my script, like I lay out everything they're getting in this challenge pack. And if they ask me the cost right away, I don't give them that amount until I have laid out everything that they're getting. Like I just don't.
Yeah. And you'll get people right away and say, how much is it? And then you say, well, you're going to get this, 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 and this, and then, I tell them, and be a collector of stories, because have a story for a busy mom, and have a story for a college student, have a story for an older person. So that way you can share these stories, and it doesn't have to be your story. It can be someone else's story, but always kind of collect stories and have them in your back pocket. So then when you're talking to someone, you can say, well, this is what it has done for this person, And
that's kind of what we did in our team page with our pictures. Do you remember that photo album that has everybody's before and afters or before and nows? We can also, what I'll do is I'll open up a document in there and have people just add in their story about the business. I'll do a document for business. I'll do a document for Shakeology, and we'll do a document for programs. And that way we can collect stories right there, and you can have that reference to go back to for people. Okay. I'll add that. I just made a note. Does that help, Susie?
And Susie, just be confident. Be confident in what you're sharing. That's the biggest thing. And honestly, when I'm talking to people, I just basically am telling them, you need this. You need this in your life every day. And just be very, very confident. Because if you're a little wishy-washy, they're gonna see it right away. So I just say, you know what? I thought it was expensive too, but you know what? I won't go a day without it. And I would pay for it if it was twice as much, because that's how much I love it, you know?
It's funny. I was talking to a girl in my class yesterday. She had a question for me, was asking me about, what I eat and everything. And when I talked to her about Shakeology, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, it froze. When I was talking to her about Shakeology, she's like, oh, I have a sample of that on my counter. I got it from a neighbor. And she starts telling me all this and asking me questions. And she's like, you should really sell this. Like, you love it. And I'm like, I do sell. Like, it's yes and yes. But it's because I'm very passionate about it.
Yeah.
And I ask more questions and I listen before I talk about it. But, when the time is right, I definitely give them my opinion. So
yeah. Be confident. Yeah. And don't be afraid to tell people this is why I love it. And this is why I think you should have it. Because chances are, especially if they respect you and they look up to you, they're going to be like, okay, sign me up, because I know that's how I am.
Relationships first, right? That's why we connect first, because once you have that relationship, they're going to trust you.
Right.
I had a mom at a field trip come up to me on Friday, and it breaks my heart. Absolutely breaks my heart. But clearly, she's been watching me. I mean, she lives in my neighborhood. I've been in this neighborhood for 8 years, okay? But she just came up to me last Friday. But you can see that she's developed that trust for me without even really knowing me, and she wants my help. So it's like you guys just have to continue to build those relationships.
And you guys, that's because Natalie is so consistent about sharing her fitness, nutrition, her struggles. She's real. So that's why it's so crucial that you're constantly sharing that. So if you go to your Facebook page right now, and I want you to go and look at it today, and just the past 2 months of posts, would people know you're an online health and fitness coach? Do they know what you're about, what you're passionate about? If they don't, then you need to change the way you post, because that should be kind of like a glimpse into who you are. And that's what people are going to see. They see what you put out there. So be, consistent, always be positive and uplifting. And people are going to just be stalking you. And then one day they're going to message you and say, I want your help. And it's awesome, because you didn't even realize that person was even watching you. Like Natalie probably was like, I didn't know this lady even knew who I was,
Well, and like she said, be positive and uplifting, but at the same time, be real. If you're the crummiest day of crummy days, and it's because, of all of these things, share that, but then talk about, how you're going to get through it and why you know that this day is going to make you better. Do you know?
Always twist it into the positive. So it ends on a positive note, but definitely be real, but just
those people that are all rainbows and sunshine, you can't relate to them. No one can relate to that. No one is happy 24 hours a day. If they are, I would throat punch them. So it's just not possible.
They're lying. Yeah.
So anybody else? Any other stories?
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, actually I have 2 questions.
Okay.
Amber, my question is, I have a fitness page where I post regularly at least 3 times a day, but my personal page, I don't post. I'll post maybe once or twice. Maybe a couple times a week. But I do share my fitness page to my personal page. So I guess my question is, do you mainly post to your fitness page so people see, or your personal page, or both?
This is funny that you brought this up, because I'm right in the transition of, I've built my entire business on my personal page, and I've always been very turned off to like pages because you have to pay to grow your audience. But I'm in the transition right now. I just did Jesse Regan's training, social media or team builder. And I'm trying to figure it out because I get no traction on my like page. But I do like having that like page to run ads. And when I share it to my personal page, I get nothing. But then when I post to my personal, so it's kind of a tricky thing. So I would definitely post more fitness to your personal page. So I feel like you're losing most people, but then stay consistent with your like page.
Okay.
But like I said, I'm kind of trying to figure it out, because Facebook changes constantly. So, and how your posts get seen. So I'm in the middle of this training. I know Natalie's in it, because Natalie has a huge following on her like page. But I don't know, that's kind of a tricky one. So I would definitely share more fitness on your personal page, because it's not an audience there. And that's part of who you are. So don't be afraid to share it. People say, I don't want to upset people. Well, if they don't like your positive fitness posts, then you don't want them as a friend anyways. So definitely share that, because that's who you are. And play around with it.
Real quick on that. The thing is, we're not, and I'm not saying this in a bad way. I have a great friend that's a Plexus rep, but we're not Plexus where we're just coming up and posting product and our link all the time. We
Right.
don't do that. Do you know what I mean? So
Right.
if you feel icky about posting a great workout you had and what made you better that day. You
Yeah.
know? Like,
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
feel icky. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Second question is, oh, I forgot. Dang it. Oh, I know what it is. Okay. So my question is about being you and that whole, like, sharing your whole depression, anxiety. Did you share when you were going through that? And I guess my question is because I've been dealing with thyroid issues and I'm still trying to figure it out and that kind of thing. And I haven't really shared that.
You need to share that. Here's a great example. I still struggle with it all the time. But Brittany Leggett, I think is her name. She's a top coach. She's actually going through in vitro right now. And she is vlogging about it and how the first time it didn't take. And I think this is genius because there's so many women out there that are probably infertile and struggling with the same thing. So I think this is totally a huge thing you need to share because there's probably a lot of people out there that, number one, are going to want to tell you what's worked for them. Number two, they're going to relate to you like, oh my gosh, I'm going through the same thing. So definitely share that. I mean, like, that's a huge thing right now that you're kind of sitting on that I think you're missing out on. So definitely share that. But when I saw Brittany was, because what I do, I go to YouTube and I follow like top coaches and I subscribe to their channels. So whenever they throw up a video, I see it, and that's a great way to like get information because they put their team calls out there and all that. So, but I saw where she was sharing her struggle with IVF. And I thought, wow, this is just, I mean, what a bold thing for her to do and strong and brave because she's going to help so many women, who are going through the same things. And that's such an emotional thing. So definitely, I think, whatever you're struggling with, put it out there. And then as you start to find what works, share that because you're going to help other people and you're also going to open up your audience to more people.
I can attest to that just really quick. Like I have psoriasis really, really, really bad. And I got my tonsils taken out when I was 18. That kind of helped. I've been on a weekly injection that I do at home for 3 years. And finally, I decided, I was like, okay, I'm not going to do it anymore. It's going to give me cancer one day. I know. And so I'm not going to do the medication anymore. So I went vegan for 3 weeks. Didn't help, got worse. Started affecting my modeling career. And so I got back on the shots and I posted about it. And since Instagram has started the algorithm, my likes have gone down drastically. And then whenever I posted about psoriasis, it was one of my top likes in the past couple weeks. So it's for real. And even Natalie has told me one time that I don't post enough personal stuff because I also have kids that I don't post about at all. And that's just something that a personal decision that I've made. But sharing that you're not perfect and your struggles and I'm a model, I'm not supposed to have psoriasis all over me. But I posted about it and it got tons of and everybody's thank you for sharing. This got to be really hard and all that stuff. So that is good to do, I guess.
Yeah. Because chances are, there's someone struggling with it. So share it, and you'd be amazed at how many people struggle with the same things you struggle with,
I just did a video. I went live. I'm trying to go live on my Facebook page once a week.
Oh, me too.
What a beating. I have no idea what to talk about. I'd like to talk right now and I have no idea what to say. Anyway, so I did it because I just got diagnosed with I'm hypothyroid and I have MTHFR, which is a genetic mutation. So I just got diagnosed with these things a few weeks ago. And, so I shared that with people and that I don't, I've been struggling. I can't figure out what's wrong, my journey through that, and so I think that, and people appreciate that, they so appreciate to know a little bit deeper than that we can do a PIO workout or, 22-minute hardcore, they want to know more.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely.
Anyone else? Anything?
I have a question.
Yes, Katie. Which is good to see you, by the way. I don't think I've seen you in months, so hi.
I even bought a new spiral and pens and highlighters for today.
So excited for you.
And I have 5 personal development books delivering today.
Very good. Yay.
I'm getting back at this, whether it kills me or not. Shh. Sorry, if it was quiet until I started talking. How do you handle all the different social medias? Do you focus on one majority or do you do 2 or 3? I get overwhelmed by
it gets overwhelming. I'm so glad they started Facebook Live because I refused to get on Periscope when they launched Periscope. And I went to Platinum Edge and of course Shalene was all about Periscope. But I was like, I refuse to add one more thing to distract me. So Facebook is my jam. Like I love Facebook. So my advice, like I'll do my post to Facebook, I copy and paste it, and then I go post it to Instagram. I mean, because there's people that are on Instagram that aren't on Facebook. It's just too hard for me to try to think of different content. And then of course YouTube, I just upload my stuff to YouTube. And then my Twitter is linked to my Facebook. So I'm on Twitter, but I don't ever post directly to Twitter. My Facebook posts go to Twitter, but it all leads people back to Facebook. So on my Instagram page, I have my Facebook link, you know. So my goal is to get everyone back to Facebook. That's my goal. So that's what I do because I just can't handle, you know, all this other stuff. It's just, I'm on Snapchat, but I don't do snaps. I just watch everyone else's, you know. I keep thinking I might start Snapchatting, but it's just too much. Like, and if you start spread yourself thin, then, you know, you're not giving good content. So I would just pick maybe one or two, or do it like I do. I just copy and paste my posts from Facebook to Instagram, and then I add hashtags, you know, I'll add more hashtags, you know.
That's basically exactly what I do. Exactly.
Yeah. Now we're talking about Instagram and, you know.
Find 1 to 2 to focus on. Like find one. I don't care if it's Pinterest, if it's Instagram, if it's Snapchat, Periscope, whatever, like you just really enjoy and like and want to learn more and are willing to invest time and or money in and focus on that. Okay. Like obviously you guys know Facebook is my jam as well. Like I just dig it. I love it. I can find my groove. I know that one day I'm going to get 0 likes and the next day I might get 100 and something. Like it's just the way that it is. But I'm so consistent in it. You will never see me go without a post, you know? I mean, it's just, I am so consistent. And with Instagram, I'm not. I suck at Instagram. Like I can't for the life of me, I don't know. I can't figure it out. I can't figure out how to get people. I can't figure out how to build relationships I just cannot figure out Instagram. So I don't focus on it. You know, I do the same thing as Amber. I will copy and paste my post there and add hashtags, but I'm not going to.
I will say, I had a lady message me because on Instagram you can do direct message, and she messaged me about wanting a challenge pack. So clearly I inspired her somewhere on Instagram. I don't know how. I'm so sporadic, but so I was able to message her and send her the link for challenge pack. So yeah, just even if you're just kind of not as consistent, you're still putting yourself out there and you're driving them back to that main hub of where you want to communicate, whether it be Facebook or Instagram or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Can I give some feedback on that?
Yes.
Okay, so I actually have kind of figured out how to multitask in that aspect, but not add more to my plate. So one thing that I've been doing is I do Periscope 3 times a week, but I do Facebook Live at the same time.
Smart.
And so I'm not doing anything extra, but I like people on Periscope more than people on Facebook. But Facebook, I get a whole lot more comments and likes and shares and all that. So that's what I would write. I also have my Facebook link to my Instagram account. So I go in and post to my Instagram and then share with my Facebook. So I've only done one post. I don't copy and paste. I literally click like the Facebook icon, share it, and then go back and in my comments I put my hashtags. So I think that you can do more by like piling up and multitasking, I guess. Yeah. You can also save your YouTube or your Periscope to your phone and upload it to your YouTube channel.
That's what I do.
So it's the same, like I haven't done any more work besides like going in and saving it into YouTube, but it's work that I already did. But you're seen on more platforms.
Right. The reason I copy and pasted and I need to stop is because Instagram used to not be owned by Facebook, but now it is. So before when you would post from Instagram directly to Facebook, Facebook would kind of hide your posts. But now that Facebook owns Instagram, I need to start with YouTube. The only thing is don't share YouTube links because YouTube and Facebook are not owned by.
So I don't.
Upload, yeah. And you guys know you can go to YouTube and you can download the Shakeology video that Beachbody put out to your laptop and then just upload it straight to your page, you know. But any kind of video, a great video,
Can you share how to do that?
It's called Clip Grab, CLIP GRAB. It's an app on the MacBook. If you have a PC, I'm sorry, I don't know, but I know there's another way you can do it.
You know how to take a video from Facebook and download it so you can put it on YouTube? Because like I have all my workout videos on Facebook.
Yeah, save them.
Well, I thought I did. Like they're in my.
I do. I'll get back to you. Aaron taught me how to do that, and I'll get back to you on that. Yeah, you always want to post your videos direct. Like you don't want to do YouTube links because YouTube and Facebook are at it. They're competing with each other. So, but the cool thing is Instagram and Facebook are owned by the same person. So that's great. But like, I love how she said that, how she just is sharing it directly from Instagram to Facebook, and then saving her videos to put on YouTube. So that's just it's just working smarter, you know? And I love that you're doing Periscope and Facebook Live, you know, at the same time. Because, yeah, I refuse to get on Periscope. I was like, I love the idea, but I couldn't handle anything else. Well, now that we have Facebook Live, I'm like, oh, okay, I can do this, you know?
We did it as a team. Like we would get on and like all of us that went to Platinum Edge, we committed, what was that, 5 days, I think, that we all did it. And we'd be like, all right, we're going on. And we'd get on and we'd love. And then after that, I'm like, I can't deal. Like I cannot do this anymore.
Oh, the stress of having to like look presentable and what are you going to say? And
don't do it. Don't look presentable.
Yeah, I did one yesterday and I just kind of shared my weight loss story and my tips for staying motivated because my cousin had reached out to me on my wall and was really struggling with her weight gain and this and that. And I got a lot of good feedback. So I know, and people said I guess they got to see my true heart and who I am. And they said, we love this. Like, you just seem so genuine. We want more of this. So now I know I've got to be more consistent about being live on Facebook. And you guys, I was scared to do it. And you probably look at me and think, how would you be scared? I was like, you know, I was scared to do it, but now it went okay. So I'm gonna do it again. And I think like, you know, the more you do it, the more comfortable you get. But Facebook Live is huge because Facebook wants you to go live and they're going to help your post get seen. So if you haven't done one yet, you guys got to do one. Just pick a topic and talk about it, you know?
Yeah, like once a week, seriously. You don't have to do it every day. Just get in the habit of doing it once a week.
Yeah.
Because Facebook, and you know, Jesse talks a lot about this, like Facebook wants to be the next YouTube. So that's why these videos are going to get such better algorithms and reach than anything else.
Yeah.
Amy, you unmuted.
Yeah, I was just going to say, one thing that I am starting to try to do is do some more Facebook Live in our groups.
Yes.
To kind of become more comfortable with it. And then once, I haven't done anything on my like page yet, but at least that way I'm feeling more comfortable talking to, and I know, you know, I know them better. Yeah. So it makes me feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
It is. And you can do it live in event pages too. Did you know that? Like, I don't know if you guys noticed the last backstage pass we did. Like, I went in live to answer questions. No one asked a damn thing, but I went in. I mean, everybody was like, thank you, but no one asked any questions. But that's okay. Like, it's just cool that, you know, we can do that.
Yeah.
But I just want to say one more thing. By the way, if you don't look like super pretty and stuff on Facebook, I actually got more comments on people saying, thanks for looking normal and not getting all fancied up. And I'm like, if you see me, this is what I look like normally, like sweaty after my classes, you know, that kind of thing. So
yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Shalene Johnson, but she is like full on makeup. I can't relate to that. That is not real life to me, you know? Right. So I totally agree.
I did a video right after I did my photo shoot, right? And so like someone had tagged me in a post. I can't even remember what it was, but there was that picture that I had just had professionally done. And so like the next day I went in like this, like right after my workout, no makeup, like it was just not pretty, you know? And that I was like, but this is no makeup, no hair person on staff, no olive oil rubbed on me. Like this is me. So yeah, and it goes over well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because that's what we relate to. Absolutely. We're not Kardashians.
Oh, dang it. Darn. If I could just had a fraction, I just want a little bit.
Gosh. I started watching that show the other day with my girls and I was like, what the hell? Like people watch this and oh my gosh. And it's crazy. And they're famous. That's what kills me.
I am so happy that
you're welcome. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Amber, do me a quick favor. Pick a number between 1 and 12, or actually 1 and 10.
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wendy, you're the winner. You get a Shakeology watch. So
I love that watch.
A Shakeology watch. Okay, I'll get it in the mail by the end of the week. I promise. Okay. So thank you guys for being on. I appreciate it. Remember, new coach call is tomorrow, and go hit Success Club. Okay. All right. Bye guys. Have a great day.